But we have new resource. Her name is Storm.
Yes.
Has she come to join the team yet?
Storm, is it?
Indeed. You must be the hunter. Magic told me about you.
I love how in comics,
Why
Storm
does that
loses her
make me
powers. Oh
nervous?
no, I guess I'm gonna have to stop being leader of
Nothing
the
but
X-Men.
good things
She then
and
proceeds to
praise.
learn to kick ass without powers and is like, you know what,
Thank you
screw
for
it.
welcoming me into
I
your
can still
home.
lead the
I
X-Men.
must say, this place is unlike
You don't have
anything
powers.
I've seen before.
Punch.
There is an air of mystery and wonder, but it feels welcoming and safe all at the same time. How curious.
Should she be in this game? No. Am I glad
Abbey
she's
is
here?
special.
Yes.
It even holds secrets that I have not uncovered.
As I said last time,
Sounds
she is a
unique
representation
indeed.
of the natural
I can
forces
already
rising up
see the
against the
similarities
supernatural.
between
Yep.
here and Xavier School. Speaking of, what do you think is the most interesting part of the Abbey?
I grew up in the Abbey, but I am still discovering new things about my home.
It's all part of getting
It
older.
gave me horns.
Perspective gives us a new way of looking at our surroundings.
Can perspective open doors which require passwords?
Maybe.
Well, sadly not. Apologies. I have been dominating the conversation. Have you any questions for me?
Yes, I have a few.
By all means, ask away.
Should fold a lever.
Can you tell me about your background?
I won't go into too much detail, but I was left orphaned as a child. I learned how to fend for myself and became a skilled pickpocket.
You stole from others?
To survive, and it worked. I scraped by. After a few years, my mutant abilities presented themselves, and I was approached by Xavier to join the X-Men. The rest is history.
I feel like you are leaving some parts out.
Perhaps. My past is just that. It is behind me, and I prefer to focus on what is ahead.
What do we say about this Shadow King possibly appearing in game?
They've changed his origin recently, and I haven't looked into the details of it.
So, one thing I vaguely remember is I can't remember if it was in a Storm comic or a Wolverine comic, but I saw at least one iteration of the time Storm actually first saw Wolverine. It was in Africa. Don't know why Wolverine was there, but he was in Africa.
He gets around.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And he hadn't gotten the medal yet, so he still had bone claws. And he'd basically, to survive, he'd basically killed and gutted a boar and was eating it, mostly raw because he didn't have the ability to start a fire at that point in time. Storm saw him do this, thought he looked absolutely disgusting, and put a torrential downpour on him to wash him off.
I saw bright lights coming from your hands. What was that?
It's a little complicated, but I have the power to control the weather and atmosphere. What you saw back there was electricity.
Wow, that is amazing. Now I understand the meaning behind your name.
No, you don't.
Thunder and lightning don't roll off the tongue as easily.
You said your powers are complicated. May I ask how?
Maybe I'll go into full detail another time, but let's just say
Yeah, like
I
the
can't
big
mess
difference
with Mother Nature too
between
much.
her and Thor. Thor
I
can
see.
create the
Like
weather
checks and balances?
Exactly.
because his powers are magically based. She's a mutant. She manipulates the weather, so she causes a torrential downpour in one location. She is getting the moisture from elsewhere, so she's causing
Yep.
a drought elsewhere.
Yep.
What is your given name?
Aurora Monroe. What about yours?
The Hunter.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Does your name hold any significance, like mine does?
I was told it meant beauty. A little embarrassing, but I understand the intent.
I changed my mind.
The offer still stands.
And now Storm is available for missions.
Cool.
We've got a hangout.
Hmm.
Okay, you just want to talk over there. So we could hang out with Deadpool. We could hang out with Spidey. We could hang out with Nico. Or we could hang out with Storm.
Hmm.
We'll find Dahlia. Until then, I'm gonna try not to embarrass myself in front of Storm. Wish me luck.
Good
luck.
girl, Charlie.
My first two choices would be Storm and Deadpool. Spidey would be choice number 3. Nico sadly is in last, but any thoughts from you guys?
I'm good with whatever.
I'll still give Storm as a first choice.
Okay, let's see. I'm just going to double check here. Storm luckily has a few really liked things that can happen.
The Storm is joining us? I wish it were under better circumstances, but still. Oh, I'm mad right now.
So let's see. Gee, I wonder if she would like to play video games. No, she would not. That's
Storm, do you want to play the Marios or the Sonics?
that is one of her disliked, actually.
I'm not shocked by this.
Yeah. Out of the 3, exploring the grounds is medium for her, but meditation is the one she actually wants.
Okay.
I have another question for you.
What might that be?
Have you ever used your powers for mischief?
Yes.
What do you think?
She canonically has.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
for a long time, she was also a nudist.
I would hope you have fun with them every now and again.
Powers aren't always meant for fun, but it does sound nice, doesn't it? In all honesty, I use my powers to help mitigate bad weather. If it's raining, instead of stopping it, I'll create a little pocket of space where no one gets wet.
Always in service to others, I see.
Always.
No, Storm canonically is not
Yes.
above being a
Maybe one
prankster
day
and
I'll
not
make
above
breeding
having
cats
fun.
and dogs.
I know that is an expression, but I wish you could do that literally.
Under the right
too.
circumstances.
Okay, let's see. What are her loved gifts? There we go. Candle night and the morning.
Find me again for next time. This is how I spend my free time.
Hi, Magic.
So, what do you think of Storm?
Cool.
I mean, she's one of Magic's
I'm
friends
eager
here.
to work alongside her.
As close to friend
She has
as
that effect on people.
Magic gets anyway.
Even on you?
She was one
She
of
was my
Magic's
mentor.
teachers, yeah.
Of course I respected her. But it had to be earned first. Some leaders blather on to avoid making tough decisions. But not Storm.
She did not go into much detail about the extent of her powers, but they sound impressive.
They are.
Impressive? She is 100% grade A badass.
100 badasses. Got it.
Ah, you are hopeless.
But notice that magic is almost maxed out friendship-wise.
Wow.
Level 5, if I'm not mistaken anyway, level 5 is your top level for friendship, and she is at level 4.
That's because we want her to be our BFF, because she's awesome. She was not one of the characters I was expecting to gravitate towards in this game.
Thank you for offering your aid, Hunter. Our search for Dahlia cannot begin soon enough. Hello, Hunter. I hope you are well.
I was hoping to ask you some questions.
By all means,
Did we
ask
have
away.
more questions to ask, or are we still done? We are still done.
I changed my mind.
The offer still stands.
Meanwhile, Morbius continues to be a disappointment.
Yeah, we haven't done much with Morbius.
Glad to have Storm on the team. Hopefully we can find her missing student-to-be. Anything else on your mind?
Why are Hydra soldiers willingly turning into vampires?
Define willingly. I think that's Sin's influence.
They must be extremely devoted to agree to such a change.
Or more terrified of what Sin will do if they don't. I wonder how becoming a bloodsucker mixes with the gamma serum already in their systems. I bet that's one hell of a hangover.
What is a hemolisk exactly?
It's an egg sac. But instead of cute baby spiders inside, you find fully formed new breed vampires. With enough time, a single hemolisk could generate an endless number of vampires. So goes the theory.
How does it work?
In a way that defies biology. Strange theorized they are creations of dark magic, and I quote, perhaps derived from the Darkhold itself. No need to mention I do a killer Stephen Strange impression, especially not to him.
No promises.
Thanks,
Carol.
I love that Hunter
Sure
has
thing.
gradually just become a colossal troll.
Nothing new here. Okay, that's the same as before.
Again, if I was the one making the game, I would definitely have Aran, Irish Death God, I believe. I would definitely have it so, like, putting specific paintings in frames around the place would unlock something.
You want to know what the problem with that is?
The paintings are randomly,
The paintings
gifted
are
out.
scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
And just finding them in and of them, finding them in and of that alone is enough of a pain.
Oh, I found a painting of Vigo the Carpathian. Nothing wrong could happen with that.
Of course not. Okay. So I do believe we've done everything for the day. Aside from wander outside and pick random herbs that are growing. And right now I don't have a lead on that, on the thing I need to continue on gathering more blood powers there.
If an experiment is dangerous, I get more interested.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Yeah, let's go with the good option here. Increasing the size of variabilities is
Thanks,
fairly
Hunter.
nice. It isn't always about getting Ooh, I've got some chests that have respawned. We will go visit those in a second. Let's see, Carol wants to talk again.
Well met.